Hi, my name is Cindy Rang.
I'm Brianna Motzkus, and today's FabriChat.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, we all want to know.
We all survived. So if you guys missed Sunday box opening, we went camping. So
They took the little camp trailer out for a maiden voyage.
We did. I also don't have footage to show you the inside of my camper. I know. I forgot to do it before I packed it.
Oh.
And they're like, oh, it's okay. I'm going to clean the camper when I get home. I'll take another video. But Robert Dunn hurt himself.
Oh, no.
He didn't even have too much to drink. And he's like, that's the worst part of the story. I couldn't even say, oh, yeah, I drank too much. And yeah, it was the last day. It was, would have been Sunday night. So there were some kids, of course, camping with us and everything. He was going to go scare them because they were being all dorks in the dark, you know. So he's like,
okay, well, wait. Little context first. So they went down to...
We went down to Sunland.
Sunland Estates. And if you know where that is, so the Columbia River, goes right through the middle of our state and down along the river about less than 10 miles from your house.
Yeah, it's not very far.
Beautiful little
20-minute drive.
Resort area. And family that has a spot down there.
So if anybody...
kind of camped on their grass?
Yeah, right there on their little lot. Because a lot of you guys might know Crescent Bar or the Gorge Amphitheater. So it's essentially Crescent Bar, the Gorge, and then there's Sunland Estates. You would never find Sunland unless you knew where you were going. Or if you were cruising on a boat, you'd all of a sudden find people.
Yeah, that's true. And little context also. Years ago, probably, how long have Pa and I been married? 40 years, so probably 40 years ago, Papa Joe, which is Brian's stepdad, said, hey, somebody's kind of developed these lots down there. It was a friend of his, I think it was Thornton, and they're selling lots. So you can go down to the river, have your own little piece of property, put a trailer there or something, and you can have your own little spot to go down there and go boating. And so Papa Joe says,
you need to buy a lot.
Buy a lot. And we
invest in land.
What? No. And so we went down and looked at this sagebrush pile of rock, and it was like, who is going to do this? That's the stupidest thing ever. And it's like, one of those missed opportunities. Yeah. Because now those lots must be $1 million.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
And they are so packed tight in there.
It's beautiful.
There are some stunning homes in there. It's very vacation home. There are some full-timers that are, of course, down there.
Live down there. Well, Judy,
down there the whole time.
All right, so now that you know where she is,
yes,
and that's why there's kids, and it's kind of...
it's a totally tiny little community. I mean, even if, and it's all pretty much golf carts. So everybody drives down with all of their stuff, and then just golf cart.
These people are too rich for cars.
Yeah. So we actually rented one from Aaron and Chrissy. At Crescent Bar, they have a...
My sister.
Yeah, they have a golf cart rental thing. So we picked one up on our way, so we had somewhere to go. Otherwise, nice. I mean, there's only so many seats on one.
Well, you can't
and we're a family of 5, so...
Yeah.
I mean, we could walk, but
No.
So we were doing some cruising, had fun. They have a whole park a whole lot of grass. We played kickball one day. That I was sore afterwards. We did pretty good. It was fun. Adults and kids and everyone ranging from Harper being the youngest at 5 to Jada is 14, I think. So kids every range. So it was really, really fun. And the camper did great. The first 2 days down there it was super windy. Like I was for sure like, Robert, our roof's just gonna just whoosh, just rip right off this 1972 beast we have here. And he's like, I'm fine.
You're in Washington State. We don't do tornadoes here.
We just do a lot of wind.
We just do wind. It whips through the gorge.
Yeah.
It gets to going.
Everyone was just rocking and their campers were rocking.
So were you stuck inside the camper when it was windy?
It was, but the other, Robbie and Julian had their camper and then Janet had her camper down there, which are regular campers.
Fifth wheel type.
Yeah.
Campers.
So we were during the day we were kind of out at the park with the kids and playing around. Saturday morning we went some yard sailing. I was able to wave at Judy.
Yard sailing down there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably got to be some good
It's a
yard
lot of
sales.
free stuff. Yeah, there's really good. Or trade for beer. It's pretty
Trade
fantastic.
for beer?
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. It was pretty fun. The kids had a blast because they also had like a free pile of stuff that the kids loved to rummage through. Or
fun.
yeah, some people were selling candy.
This is a Cuisinart I'm not using anymore.
Yeah, yeah, it was. There was also a couple lemonade stands we hit up to have some lemonades. It was really fun. I did spot Judy. Judy, if you didn't know, who was in the golf cart with the pink hair, waving like a crazy person. And that was yours truly. But yeah, it was really fun. We did that Saturday, and then yeah, it got super windy Saturday night. So we were in Robbie and Julian's camper. We were playing. Essentially, it's like charades. It's called Flip Up or something on your phone, where one person holds it and everybody's telling you, how to guess the word. So it's essentially charades with words, if there's a word for that. But we played that, girls versus guys. We always got the hard ones, and the guys didn't know any.
Guys don't know
hard
anything.
stuff.
And then they won't do it. I'm not doing that.
They were troopers.
I'm not going to jump like a bunny.
They were troopers. They did a good job. And it was all words. We just had to figure out how to get him to say bunny or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And then the next day it was still super windy, but we were able to go play at the park, do some stuff. But again, cornhole, soccer, that kind of thing was hard because, of course, the wind was beating you up. And then we went and played cards in Janet's camper. And then finally Monday, Sunday, because we came home Monday. Sunday was gorgeous.
Sunday was beautiful.
Warm. Just a slight breeze. So we did, of course, some of the park stuff. We did kickball with everybody. Everyone
Now, did you ever go down to the water? Did you ever get in because the river is
the kids
cold,
did.
cold.
So her property, Janet's property, has river access. So we can walk down there. We looked at sticks. They shot some golf balls into the water, that kind of thing. Robbie has some probably pretty good footage of Wyatt trying to golf. It was pretty hilarious. I'll have to get some and show you guys. And they walked in it, but yeah, they said it was far. Hey, you got out. Where are you going?
Hey, sis.
Come sit with us.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
How
was you done?
Stink too.
Uh-oh.
Thanks.
As she
Gets it all.
Lord, help us.
Sorry.
We might have to pause for just a moment. Sorry, but
You're stinky.
you're a dinky girl.
Are you sleepy too?
What is this?
But yeah, they did go down to the water, got their feet in there. Wyatt was pretty sure he was brave enough to get all the way in the water, and I said no. It is frigid. I mean, the river is always cold, but it's manageable like mid-July, August, because it's so hot outside. It feels refreshing to jump into this frigid water. But yeah, so they walked their feet in and whatever. I took Maisie down for a half a second, but she loves the water. So it was more, yeah, and she got more mad because we had to leave.
She's got some wild hair going on.
I know she does. Well, we brushed her hair after her bath.
What's happening up there?
And then she was so tired she went straight to bed. So she's got her little mohawk going on. So we didn't. But then the sprinklers turned on, and she played through the sprinklers, so it kind of made her feel better. But yeah, and then
So now tell us.
so Sunday night,
cliffhanger,
the
yes.
cliffhanger is Robert was going to try to go scare these teenage kids in the dark. So he's sneaking behind a camper, and there's to get to the water, there's a drop. So you can go down like 5 or 6 flights of stairs, and then you're on the sand, and you can walk to the water. He thought where he was going in the dark.
No.
This man who was afraid of the dark
Yeah.
thought, right here I could just step down and it'll be a gradual decline to, yeah. So his drop was yeah. The kind of funny thing is, before we knew Robert was trying to be sneaky in the dark, the kids came up and were like, oh my gosh, there's someone over there. I'm like, what do you mean there's someone over there? He's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure someone just fell down there. And we're thinking, what is happening? So we were quite confident. Robbie and I would have bet money.
You just hear this.
We would have bet money it was Riley, which was Robbie's brother, who was picking on the kids the whole time. Because Robert had left to go to the bathroom. So, and like, well, I don't know, where's Riley? Where's Robert? I'm like, Robert's in the bathroom. There's no way He's over in the pitch black. And then Riley shows up. He's like, oh shit, it's Robert. And so we told him, like, go check on him. Make sure he's getting up. And so they went over there and were giggling at him.
So how did he hurt himself?
He's fine. So his knee is super sore. So he is going to the walk-in to check it out. I think he hyperextended it because it feels better. But we didn't have a brace, of course, camping. So when we got home, he put on a compression knee brace and everything. So he's going to go get it checked out just to make sure it's nothing else. You know, being in his 30s, he's not going to heal quite as fast as he would when he was a little teeny bopper. So
old. So old.
So he's going to go get it checked out just to make sure it's nothing that he needs to worry about if there was a tear somewhere. So, and maybe by box opening I'll know if it's just a sprain and he just needs to keep it easy and keep ice on it, that kind of thing.
That's what you get for lurking around in the dark trying to get a child.
I know! So
that'd be a lesson to you.
He was the only one that came home with injuries. Everyone else was fine, but it was pretty funny. Poor guy. So Brittany went with him to sit for walking. He was going to go Monday because we got home at about noonish.
Yeah, but then you're going to pay
and I said, well,
holiday emergency fees.
Well, they were open Monday for walk-in.
Oh.
But I said the problem was what guess was the walk-in was even crazier than the emergency room because Memorial Day weekend, people do crazy things. So I said, well, if you can, let's just wait. Let's get home, put a brace on. We'll do ice 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off, and just rotate it, take some ibuprofen, and it was fine. So he was feeling better by about 6 o'clock, and then he slept fine, and he didn't even feel too bad. A little sore this morning. Still had his brace on, so he's still just going to get it checked out. I said it's better to do it now than if it's still hurting 2 weeks from now.
You don't want to have a tear.
So, yeah. So he went to go get it checked out. And I said maybe if you're there at 8:30, 9 o'clock, you won't have to wait all day.
Yeah.
For the walk-in. So, yeah.
We're gonna change a butt.
And then we'll be right back.
She says that's a little private. A little private. Yeah, say bye.
Say bye. No.
I'm not doing it. I'm coming back. All right. She's just settling in.
Yes.
She's just settling in.
Okay. We're all
distraction diverted. Yeah. Although I know, I don't know if I told you, or maybe Jan told you that Roger always says, well, if you see Maisie, come get me.
Oh, yes. That was it.
They want to watch Maisie. That was it. The hair was especially nice, so I'm glad you guys got to see that.
That was good.
I know. That's good hair.
Yeah, her own personally, yeah. Because, yeah, we took a bath.
But did it dry wet?
Yeah, it did. She was so tired. So we had, and it was like 5 o'clock. So we had the kids eat early because, of course, it was late every night. All of a sudden, it's like 7 o'clock camping. And it's like, oh, we need to feed these babies. You know, because they snack a little bit, but you don't realize. I mean, even doing nothing in the wind, it's funny how time is just different.
Yeah.
When you know you don't have
camping time is way different from living time.
Yeah, it totally is. And
absolutely.
So we'd feed them. So everyone was going to bed super late. Even Maisie was pretty much a trooper. Really. I mean, she would definitely be...
I kept waiting. I texted a couple times.
Did they seem okay? What happened?
Babies? Should I come get her? Let me know.
She did great.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I know.
Yeah.
She was hoping.
Well, that's good. But I think that all of the activities, she likes all of the noise and the things to do. And so I think she probably
She loved cruising on the golf cart.
Oh, that.
She loved saying hi to everybody. Of course, she had a million friends. She had to pet every dog. Her and Harper both, though.
Of course.
We didn't take our dogs with us. I didn't want one more body to watch.
Sure.
Because Maisie is the hardest one because, of course, she's fast. I mean, you'll think she's here, and then all of a sudden and knowing we were so close to the water, she would scoot down those stairs and, be gone. So, I didn't need one more, but I think Maisie would have enjoyed having at least Ro there. So there was, Riley did bring his dog. He's like a lab, super cute guy. On 4th of July last year, we took Ro with us because we'd only had her. And, she played and got in the water and actually played like a real dog. But we think next time we go camping, we'll have to take a dog. Because no one is quite like Ro. Ro is just a life-size stuffed animal.
Yeah.
You can lay on her, you can smooch on her, you can pull her cheeks, and she just sits there.
She just loves the attention.
She was made for babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be touching me, however you want to.
Because she'd give Rusty a hug, but Rusty would only let the hug go for like 3 seconds, then okay, we're done. you know, he was super sweet to her and didn't take her food, and he was really good with her, but there is nothing quite like Ro. So we thought maybe next time she needs a dog, but yeah, she did fantastic.
Well, good.
Yeah, it was fun.
Well, while she was changing Maisie's diaper and putting Maisie away, I went and got my special cream, thinking of Robert and Robert's knee. So, but first I should tell you a little paw story before I explain what's in here. You probably already know what's in here.
I don't know what that is. That's a rough looking color.
That is? I wonder if any of my friends out there can guess what this is.
It looks like fermented split pea soup.
Close. So, I, for those of you guys that know me or you've, you know, followed along, you know, all these years, you know, I have all sorts of little aches and pains, right? So I have I broke a bone in my neck. I broke a couple of bones in my back. I broke a knee. I have bad thumb arthritis. So I have little aches and pain areas all over the place. That most of the time are fairly decent, but every once in a while it's like, oh, you know, it was a bad day or whatever. And the best part is that I have card carrying, tie-dye wearing, bandana wearing, magic toting hippie friends. And things that are legal in many states now, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
I have lots of hippie friends that grow their own. And so then what's really nice is everybody has their own concoction of what they make. And a lot of people do all kinds of things with, of course, marijuana is what we're talking about. But I like it. I like to put it on those aches and pains areas. So you can, now Pod doesn't. He doesn't because, of course, the real stuff has the THC in it. And THC is what gives you that effect, you know, with the marijuana. But if you take the THC out, the CBD is absolutely crazy medicinal. Works really, really, really well. You can do pure CBD ointments, pure CBD creams, and you can take CBD orally.
It's really good for you have an achy dog.
Oh, everything.
That arthritis medicine really isn't working anymore. We did it for Benelli at the cabin.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You wouldn't even know.
Huge difference.
But it's funny that it only works for so long, and then it's like, oh my gosh, she was super active. So it's one of those things. It's one of those constant pill taking, just like arthritis medicine is. But it's appropriate.
It works really, really well. And I've still come across occasionally people that are adamantly opposed to it, but I don't know why. I mean, it's not any different from other plant-based medicine. I mean, aspirin comes from the willow tree. You know, CBD has no sort of mood-altering property in it at all. You can buy it right across the counter at the health food department, or health food stores. The only problem is that oftentimes it's dose-related. People will say, oh, they tried CBD and it didn't do anything for them. And oftentimes it's because they're not taking the appropriate dose.
Sure.
So you have to know somebody who knows a little bit about it and who can hook you up with the right dose. But if you have the right dose, it works really, really well. And Pa, who does get achy, you know, he does do CBD because, of course, he works for the PUD, which, you know, works down at the dam. And if there's any kind of an accident or just randomly, he'll be drug tested.
Yeah.
And he could lose his job if he had anything in his system. So he takes CBD and doesn't have any trouble with it. Well, here's the funny thing. So we had run out of CBD. So Pa stopped at the health food store and he bought some CBD gummies. And so he brought them home and he said, oh, well, you know, I didn't want to wait. Got these. And I said, oh, well, you know, and I always wonder, well, what made you buy those? And what made, you know, a redneck go into a hippie store and make a decision? How did you come up with that decision? And his decision was because the bottle was red.
Oh.
And it was the most expensive.
Interesting.
Well, there you go. That would be why that's the best one.
The best one!
Costs the most.
Absolutely.
I wish he were a customer.
Right, says the guy who shops his favorite store is the Dollar General.
I know it! Weird thing.
Red and the most expensive.
Yes.
That
so he brings us. So he brings us home and he
take a look at
one.
this.
Yeah, and he takes one. He says, "Oh my gosh." that tastes bad. That is the gummy. He says, that tastes really, really bad. It tastes really bad. And then he says, you should try one. No.
Why did he do gummies?
I don't know.
Funny.
And so then the next day, the next morning he gets up, takes another one, still having this knee issue, And I have this stuff, it's called Dragon Balm, that I put on all the time that works really, really well. But it does have trace amounts of THC in it. And so we've, I have put it on when I've done a back massage for him before. And there's never been any issue, but he's sort of nervous and he won't put that stuff on. But anyway, so he gets up in the morning, he does it again, takes another one, and he says, oh my gosh, it's going to make me gag. It's so bad. It tastes so bad. And then, of course, the next thing out of his mouth is, you should try this. No. Absolutely not.
Your expensive red bottle stuff.
That makes you gag because it tastes so bad. You save that for you. Comes home, after work. It helps him. It worked really good. But then he says again, did you try it?
No.
And so then I go in, I think I'm off in the sewing room or something, and I hear this, this noise, this, oh my gosh. And I thought, oh my gosh, what? So I go running out. Yeah. He had taken another one.
Just stop eating them.
I know. And I said, oh my gosh. He goes, yeah, you should try one. And I said, stop telling me that. I am not going to try that. Ew.
Get rid of
So I know. So tell Robert that I have
some gummies.
Some really nice gummies for him. So I just didn't bring them with me. I will go home and get them.
Well, you didn't know. I hadn't even talked to her.
Yeah.
Robert.
And I will bring those for him
off.
because we don't want that. I also have this. And now this. So, smell this.
Ooh. Oh, no.
That is real stuff, right?
That's yeah.
That is.
When the wind blows right at my house.
Skunk weed. This is, so
but
another one.
It is not liquid.
No, it's not.
Because for me, it looked like it was liquid. It's like,
no, it's a cream.
It's a cream.
So this is, another one of my,
Is that your face cream?
No, this is not the face cream. This is not the face cream, which is also,
but
questionable whether or not you can get it across state.
I don't even know.
No, this is, so I have another friend, a real hippie friend who grows her own and just for her own use, and she makes this cream, and this is super strong. I don't know if you can tell how much has come out of it. Just like a fingernail full that you can put on whatever. And I use this on my arthritis in under 5 minutes. Absolutely no pain.
That's amazing.
All. Zero pain for the day. And I can do horrible things with my thumb that otherwise is like, oh, I can't even move my hand.
Sure.
So it is really, really good stuff. So I would be willing to, I don't know if he's drug tested or not, because this is marijuana leaf, or bud. I don't know how they do it. I just trust my hippie friends. I don't dabble myself at all. They just give it to me. Oh, try mine. Because they all want to have the best.
Sure.
Well, try my concoction. Well, try mine. And,
Well, and I've always seen, if you sit there massaging your thumb, they know that's an arthritis thing.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
I mean, just be able to have a real...
So this one is Lisa's, and so this one is really, really good. So, anyway, so he should try it because truly, and then I'll also get the gummies for him to try.
Poor guy.
And he can try both, but anyway, yeah. So, anyway.
For aches and pains.
Yeah, so a couple of things just that everyone should know about that is that, of course, if it comes time to buy CBD or cream, would you trust a redneck who just wants to buy it because it's the most expensive?
No.
Or a...
Tried and true.
A hippie.
Yeah. Not Pa.
Come to me.
And if it's something that you've thought and you don't know, I mean, Mom was totally open for if you have questions.
Yeah.
She'll tell you. But also, if you have a health food store, I mean, maybe you might have a pot shop who sells that in your area. Here we have them all over. But the health food store is not going to have the THC because that is totally...
They
cannot sell the THC. You have to go to a government pot shop to do that. So a health food store is going to have that. And the people that work at our health food store are very knowledgeable, which I think it's very, very good to know that
they sell out of CBD all the time.
And the people that work on ours really know the difference. What's the difference between the red bottle and the green bottle?
Right.
It's not just price. There was something.
There was.
Also, even if you go to the pot shop, they are also knowledgeable on what this stuff. Well, what do you do for pain or whatever? But they're also going to tell you this all has THC in it. It's not just the...
Yeah, they don't want you to get in any trouble.
Yeah.
If it's something.
So at least in our area, I think Washington was the first one who decided to legalize it and to tax it and everything. So I think a lot of people that work there, I think they make sure that their staff is knowledgeable to make sure that the experience is either good and not dangerous, or that you're in the health food store getting exactly what you need and not harming yourself and out either. So it's,
Yeah.
They can all help you.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, marijuana lesson for the day. Sorry. But let's see. The other thing that I wanted, there was a couple of updates people were asking about. So one thing was the Northern Lights. I don't know if you guys remember, like a couple of weeks ago we talked about that, and I had posed the question if the whole thing was just a whole big farce. The answer is no. It's a real thing. So all of our Alaskan friends, thank you so much. We had some Norway friends. We had an Iceland friend. We had some UK friends.
They can see it with their naked eye.
Some Pennsylvania friends that said, no. It's a thing. You can, and it was funny that everybody sees different colors. So they'll say, oh, no, we see orange and pink all the time. I've never seen blue and green. Or, oh, I see blue and green all the time. I've never seen orange and pink. Oh. And so they all said that you can see colors with the naked eye occasionally, but that, of course, in the camera, it is totally different. Yeah. And the reason for that, somebody even sent me the article that explained in the camera and the refractory and the prisms and
the light. Yeah, that makes sense.
Why it happens. And that way you can really see what's actually happening up there that you can't see with the naked eye. Mm-hmm. But that white cloudy thing that we see a lot of the time, a lot of people say, oh yeah, they see that all the time. And if you did take a picture, you would see what's really going on there that you can't see. So the Northern Lights are real. And not just a farce. And then the other thing, the update was book club.
Oh, yes.
Lots and lots and lots of emails and texts and emails and comments about book club. So a couple of things about that. One thing is that I think our newsletter did go out a little bit late. And then even when we sent it, a lot of people are still not getting it. I don't know why. We've never deleted anybody off of our newsletter list. But what happens is it comes from like a large server. So oftentimes I think it ends up in your junk or your spam. Yeah. And I think you have to go in and click on it and say not spam. And, or do something on your end. But the other thing is that it's always, because we can't do anything on our end.
Yeah, it's all IP addresses. Yeah. Someone told us why, if we enter in your email address,
it comes back to us.
Why it won't go to you. But it was very techie and geek squatty, and I don't know if I can repeat it.
Yeah, we don't know why, but we can't do anything about it on our end. But what you can do is all of them are listed. If you go to our tab and it says book club, right there, it's listed. And the newsletters, I think, the last one was number 5, mm-hmm. maybe?
And I also,
was the last one?
Maybe. And I do put the date next to it, because again, we're going every 1st and 15th of the month. We'll send you an email. So I date it in case you know when the last time you looked at an email or don't.
Yeah. And so the one that just went out is the one where you could vote. So if you don't know what we're talking about, if you don't watch us all the time, we added a book club of things to do. And the reason for that, the reason that we did it is because we love to read and we love to get recommendations, and then we will recommend. And we thought, well, why not just do that as a group? And there's like over 600 people in the book club, which is really, really nice. And we all share information. And so the one that went up on the 15th suggested 4 new books for the book that we will review in July. Every one of those books were recommended by you guys, so we just vote on them. I've not read any of them. One was mailed to us, The Lone Jackass.
Yep.
From a viewer, so we thought that's fun. And a couple people have read it. They said it's free on Kindle right now.
It's on Kindle Unlimited, yeah.
Kindle Unlimited, and they said it was very, very, very good, and so good that they've read the second one. It's not like a sequel, but her second book. She's only written 2 books.
What's happening? Hey, on you go.
Busy, what you doing?
Pants. There we go.
And then the other one that we're voting on, one is called The Last Thing He Told Me. Now, I try to not remember, I mean, I don't write down who recommended the book, and I think we've talked about this before. It's because I don't want to not be honest about whether or not I liked it.
Hurt someone's feelings.
Yeah, but I happen to know that it was Marge, our Marge, who recommended The Last Thing He Told Me. I'm halfway through it. It is very good.
Is it good?
It is very, very, very good. Kind of I don't know. It's very good. And then the other one, there's one by, are you looking up the name?
Yeah.
What's the one, A Prayer for Owen Meany?
Yes.
A Prayer for Owen Meany. Now, the funny thing about that one, that was recommended with fervency. That it, and the funny thing, I have never heard of that book before, but apparently it's one of those, like, in English lit classes that everybody is supposed to read. It's on the list of, the top 50 books that you should read before you die. And it was also a banned book. Okay, well,
we're in.
I'm totally in. Because Marge said she was reading the back of it, and she's going, I don't know. And I said, don't read the back of a book. It ruins it for you. Because then you have some sort of... The only thing I want to know about the back of the book is I want to know time frame. And I want to know, that it's, Victorian era in London. Or, Victorian era
I'm mostly
East
shot by
Coast.
the cover.
That's all, yeah.
Maybe the author.
I don't want to... the author. I often have with the author, but that's all I know about it. But anyway, it's supposed to be fantastic. And then what was the other one?
Project Hail Mary.
Project Hail Mary. Like 3
that
of
was
you guys.
recommended.
Yeah, a lot of people recommended that one. So... I don't know. So anyway, those are the ones that we're voting on. And for some reason, and I don't know why, I think that we didn't add a young adult one this time. And I feel kind of bad. I think it's because we had too many to choose from and we thought about it too late. So I apologize for that. So, but I think we might read faster than a lot of our young adult readers do anyway. But anyway, so those are the ones that we're reading. And I should also mention, I finished Homecoming.
Oh, good. So I can start it. I'm reading like a legit paper book. Now I only got to read like 50 pages while camping. It was ridiculous. But it's really good. I'm reading Verity by Colleen Hoover.
Colleen Hoover, I hated that book.
Really?
You like
I don't know. I'm about
like
just over
Hoover.
halfway. I like her writing style. I don't know if I like this book though. It definitely is not what it's about in the back. I don't necessarily like it, but I like her writing style. But now I have to finish it because I hope I didn't guess it already because I guessed in like the first 25 pages. So I hope I'm not right, but I've got about
that
80
book
pages
was
left.
a great big thing and
was!
everybody, oh my gosh, best book ever. And I think that's why I was disappointed. If I would have just read it, I probably would have liked it. But the fact that it was like, oh, best book of the year. No,
I like the writing style in this book. I like how it's going from a journal to first person to, I like that. But I also think I've guessed how it's going to end. And
we shall see.
We will see. But I don't know. I don't think it's definitely the best book I've read. But
no. Well, Homecoming, I'll tell you. So that was the book that we're reviewing in June. So
in a couple weeks. 2 weeks.
In a couple weeks. So what had me freaked out about it was a couple of things. One is that it was 17 hours on Audible.
That's nothing, though.
And then maybe not. And it's probably not because, what is that? 2 books?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a week. That's kind of no big deal. Mm-hmm. But I think the other thing is I oftentimes listen at 1.25 when I'm listening. You cannot listen to that book on that.
With the accent.
I could not understand a thing she was saying. So once I slowed it down to normal and then started listening to it. And I have to say, too, for those of you guys that are still having a hard time, that first 25%, I'm going to warn you because I restarted that book 3 times. The first 25% is like, oh my gosh. get on with it a little bit, because it's like a creative writing seminar or something. I mean, she takes a whole paragraph to describe a bush. I mean, so she kind of, it's like, come on, let's get it going. And then once she got it going, about 25% in, it got really good. And then like the last 25%, really fast paced, because she had to tell each one of these people's stories, so you couldn't quite tell. It could have ended any of these ways. Every single one of them, she had made the case for who did it. And then it all comes together at the end. And
very cool.
And I did not guess.
Oh.
I know. I always like that. You get an automatic, 2 stars if I didn't figure it out. So I knew, as we went, there was other things, and we'll talk about it. So
very cool. Okay.
So we don't blow anything. I mean, we'll wait, but there was a couple things that I knew, but at the end, I did not guess. But anyway, it was very, very good. I really, really liked it. I was glad that I finished it. And so for those of you that are having a hard time, stick with it. It gets super, super good.
I know.
But a million words that I don't know.
Sure.
From Aussie Song.
And I know Brittany has finished it. She asked if I had finished it. And I said, I haven't started. I'm waiting for Mom to finish it. Because we share Audible. So I can't start while she's in it.
No.
So that's why I'm on a paper book.
Yeah, I'm all done. Did Brittany like it?
Yes, she did.
Yeah, it was good.
It
was really, really good. I liked it.
It was really good.
Yeah.
But somebody needs to finish it so I can ask something about it.
Yes.
I was like, it's not me.
Yes.
I got nothing.
Okay. Gosh, I think we've probably talked for 3 hours.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I know. All right, and I'll share some camping pictures at the end of this one for you.
Camping pictures? And have we heard, you got a little text in there, 3-hour wait at walk-in?
Yeah, 3-hour wait.
That's what happens. 3-day weekend, and what happens? Everybody hurts themselves.
Yeah, but Brittany's with him to hang out and keep him company, and I don't know.
Out of trouble.
Yeah.
Poor little boy.
And to keep him there. I could see him thinking, oh, it doesn't matter. But it does matter.
Stay.
Yeah, just get it checked out. He doesn't have to work today, and get it all worked out and make sure it's nothing.
Yeah.
He needs to be seriously thinking about. And at walk-in, they will, if he thinks to ask, or if Brittany thinks to ask, they'll give him a bag of ice for his knee. And he can still be doing...
Is it swollen?
No, it's not really swollen. It's also not hot, which means it's not an injury. So, because he was like super worried about it. So wait, just think about it for a second. Okay, so is it hot to the touch? Can you bend it like you're supposed to? And he can, it just, there's pain in certain spots, which would kind of mean that there could be a tear somewhere, or it's just, like, again, I think he hyperextended it. And so everything, so the first night was super rough. And then the next day it was still stiff.
Poor little guy out there playing with the kids in the dark.
Doesn't do pain well, so who knows? I know. He might say it's a 12, but it's really like a 4. I don't know.
I know.
So yeah, so I told him all of these things. I said it might be a tear, but a tear is easy. They just take a little robot, go in there, and then they're out. It's a hot second, no surgery, it's no big deal. I said if it's a, torn muscle or it's just hyperextended, I said you just have recovery time. You just need to stay off of it and keep it easy. So we'll see. So we did the ice, we had ibuprofen.
We'll hook him up with our hippie juice. Yeah, and
he probably needs some.
And his CBD.
Poor guy. That's what he gets for playing in the dark. He doesn't even like the dark.
I don't know what he was doing. Poor guy. Poor guy.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like, I wish I had a picture, but it's like a drop. It's like, bro. That was the hardest part, is me and Robbie were trying to be like, oh, honey, I'm so sorry. And we're just dying. Like, I'm sorry, but what are you doing?
What are you doing? Why did you have a flashlight?
We would have bet money it wasn't him. We would have all lost, but.
I know, because he doesn't do the dark.
No, he doesn't. No. Yeah.
Bless his heart.
So I'll keep you posted. Poor Robert.
We'll give you an update at Box Office. All right. All right. See you guys tonight.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching our video. We invite you to leave a comment, hit the like button, or better yet, subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. You can also visit our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or Pinterest pages, or find all of those things and our online store at FabricPatch.net.